Hello, I'm Bradley J, and thanks for joining me on this trip to Talinn, Estonia. This is the ferry that goes from Helsinki to Talinn. It's about a 2-hour ride. Very fancy. Much fancier than you usually picture when you think of a ferry. It even has a solarium out back. So here we go. Since this is part 2 of 2 videos on Talinn, I'll skip the establishing stuff and jump right back in where we left off. This is a teeny tiny church with 4 pews, and the Pope came here. The person in charge of this church told me that in a few days the Pope was gonna come. This room might hold 50 people max. Imagine that. Imagine being one of those people. These are obviously decorated eggs. They're in the church downstairs in this musty cellar. Here are the rampart walkways. The walls surround the city. This is a cell in the KGB jail. It's a thing that you can visit. A cool bar that has a secret sort of code that you need to know to get in. For those of you who like walking around cobblestone streets, particularly at night, Estonia is great and Talinn is fantastic. Here's the building that my Airbnb was in. I'm not sure the date that it was built, but it's hundreds of years old. 4 shots of the same church, 2 in daytime and 2 at night. In the town square, there was a big celebration, and they projected sort of a story on the wall of that church. Never figured out what the celebration was, but it was nice. More cobblestone streets at night. I'm all about that. It's a pretty spick and span town. They keep it nice because a lot of people come and visit. But also, the European Union factor, I believe, has a lot to do with it. For example, the ferry over there, that nice ferry, that was paid for in part by the European Union. Here's more of that celebration and more of the story they were projecting on the wall of the church. September here, perfect time to go. You don't see many Americans at all. Like, I may have seen 10 the whole time. You seldom hear English spoken. This is a place that's got to have a real good Christmas market. These Eastern European towns love Christmas markets. This is the view from the Airbnb, and it's right behind us, obviously. Let's swing around. After a night of walking around with revelers, it's time to head back to the B&B, up these spooky stairs. Hey, thank you very much for spending the time with me. I hope maybe you're moved to visit Talinn and Estonia. You can visit Helsinki and Talinn at the same time. They're sort of sister cities. I'm Bradley J. Thanks for traveling with me.